swans elegant, graceful, and symbols of everlasting love. For centuries, they've been admired not just for their beauty, but for their supposed loyalty. But is it really true? Do swans actually mate for life? Or is that just a poetic myth we tell ourselves? Let's take a deep dive into the science, the stories, and the surprising truths behind the legend of monogamous swans. Scene 1. The origin of the myth. The idea that swans mate for life isn't new. In fact, it's a belief that goes back centuries, rooted in mythology, art, and even Shakespeare. From Greek legends of Zeus turning into a swan, to medieval poems portraying swans as symbols of faithful lovers. They become icons of romance in weddings, music, and culture. But just because a story is beautiful doesn't mean it's entirely true. Scene 2. What science says. So, let's ask the experts. Biologists have studied swan behavior for decades. And here's what they found. Yes, many species of swans do form long-term pair bonds. Mute swans, trumpeter swans, black swans, they often choose a mate and stick together through multiple breeding seasons. But the key word is often, not always. While most swan pairs return to the same partner year after year, it's not a guarantee. Just like in human relationships, things can get complicated. Scene 3. Swans that break up. Scientists have observed swans divorcing their partners. Yes, swan divorce is real. If one partner isn't pulling their weight, if the nest fails, or if a better mate becomes available, swans may separate and find someone new. In one study of mute swans, around 9% of pairs split up permanently. Even lifelong bonds can break. Scene 4. Cheating swans. And there's more. Even in bonded pairs, infidelity happens. Some swans engage in what's called extra-pair copulation. In other words, they cheat. Black swans, in particular, are known for their high levels of infidelity. One study found that nearly 1 in 4 cygnets, baby swans, were fathered by someone outside the pair bond. So yes, swans may look like loyal partners gliding side by side. But behind the scenes, it's not always so romantic. Scene 5. Same-sex pairings. Another twist? Swans can form same-sex pair bonds. Male-male pairs have been observed raising young, often by taking over abandoned nests or borrowing eggs. In black swan populations, these same-sex couples can be just as effective, or even more, at raising offspring than opposite-sex pairs. So while we often imagine a swan couple as a male and female in perfect harmony, nature is far more diverse and interesting than our fairy tales. Scene 6. Why swans still get their reputation. So if swans sometimes cheat, and sometimes break up, why do we still believe they mate for life? It's partly because they often do stay together longer than most animals. Their visible loyalty, swimming side by side, nesting together, raising cygnets, creates a powerful image. They bond deeply, share responsibilities, and, in many cases, stick together for years. That kind of dedication is rare in the animal world and easy to romanticize. But it's important to remember, loyalty doesn't mean perfection. So, do swans mate for life? Fact check. Mostly yes, but not always. They form strong pair bonds. But they can separate. They can cheat. And they can even pair with the same sex. It turns out the truth about swans is just like love itself, beautiful, complicated, and never black and white. The myth might not be 100% accurate. But the reality? It's just as fascinating.